It started with a...
Well, it wasn't the best start ever. But the world's first foldable smartphone just wasn't enough. It didn't make great sales, but became the first Roberto Escobar's foldable fraud. Then there was Samsung Fold. This one was a bit unlucky at the beginning, and also made its way to Escobar's company. Then there was this one, Z Flip. It was surprisingly good. And then Z Fold 2 came out. And it was also a good one. I didn't mention Huawei foldables Mate X and Mate XS, but the way they folded, just like FlexPi, didn't make much sense. A foldable phone, if you want to make it usable, should fold like this, so the large screen is inside. And while folded from the outside, it should look like a regular phone. This is Huawei Mate X2, and I think it's cool. Great screens, both the big and the smaller one can be used in 90 Hz refresh rate. 2 selfie cameras in the front, and the size of the front screen seems just right. I mean, just look at Samsung Z Fold 2. This screen says unfold me as fast as you can, and let's not talk about my aspect ratio. This screen is great for scrolling long pages and watching very cinematic videos. And if you hate symmetry, you'll love this design. And from this point of view, this part is thicker than this, which makes it look like a modern purse that you can put nothing inside. Huawei Mate X2 is a totally different story. There's no gap here, because it folds differently. I know it's simplified, but this is more or less the way Samsung Z Fold folds, Z Fold 2, and this is the idea behind Huawei Mate X2. So here you can see it's deeper and more visible, and on this screen it's like 2 lines and less visible, and I think it's gonna stay this way. But still, these phones have many things in common. Fingerprint scanners are in the same place, speakers in the exact same place, front-facing cameras inside the Z Fold 2. No front-facing camera inside Huawei Mate X2, and I think it looks cleaner. And since the front screen doesn't make you want to unfold it every time you have it in your palm, it's okay, makes sense. What doesn't make sense though is the ban. The ban on Huawei that affected heavily their new phones. And even though you can clone your Android phone or use some workarounds to install almost every Google supported app you need, it's still not the same, and some of the apps just won't work. Or you'll face smaller or bigger issues with the updates. So for those of you who want their phone and the apps just to work out of the box, I cannot recommend this one. And it's still hard to get if you're not in China. But as far as hardware is concerned, it's very impressive. Maybe not the best set of cameras in the market, but let's compare it to the Z Fold 2. So, you definitely want to go with the Mate X2 if you want to look like there's a filter on your face, when there's no filter turned on in the camera app. What's interesting, there seems to be no filter when you want to make a photo of your shoes, for example. This is Fold 2 for comparison. Here are the zoomed photos, and I think we can all agree that if you want to shoot zoomed photos of your shoes, Mate X2 is the way to go. Blend photography. You decide for yourself. Here are some night photos. And a cool feature in Huawei, when you want to make a night selfie, the screen lights up.
What?
Videos. This is a park in Warsaw, Poland. As you can see, it's almost spring here. As you can also see, there are not so many people out here. Well, most of them died during winter, but it's okay, more food for the rest of us. There is an annoying thing I noticed in Mate X2. The shutter button is always in the same place. And Samsung, it works. I almost forgot about selfie cameras. So this is me on Huawei. This is also me. I think I look better on Huawei. But here I can change the resolution of the front camera.
It's up to 4K 60p. I'm too old for that.
You might say that when you buy a foldable smartphone, you don't care so much for cameras. You care for smartphone and a tablet in one. But it's not the case here. Actually, this is more of a regular smartphone with the extra large screen inside. So, as a tablet, it's weird. It's thicker on this side and thinner on this side. But as a regular smartphone, it's kind of normal. It's bulky, but not... Okay, it's heavy, but... They sound great. The price doesn't sound great. Why the review then, you might ask? Well, actually, it's not a review, it's just me practicing my English, but I would love Samsung Z Fold 3, which comes out in June, to look like this, or to have the Huawei ban lifted so that we could have two smartphones, foldables, that could compete with each other, Mate X2 and Z Fold 3. If it's not going to happen, please Samsung copy this idea. Who says that only Chinese companies can copy other ideas? Go South Korea. My name is Kuba, I'm Polish. That means I can probably drink more vodka than you. Just wanted to introduce myself because this is my first video on this channel, which is also new. And if for some reasons you want to know what I think about OnePlus 9 and OnePlus 9 Pro, see you on Tuesday.